An 81-year-old man is charged with murder in a strange case that involved a scam caller and an Uber driver in the wrong place at the wrong time. The Clark County Sheriff's Office saying William Brock is charged with the murder of Loletha Hall back on March 25th. When she tried to leave, deputies say he shot her once, got into a scuffle, and shot her 2 more times, killing her.
Authorities say over the course of several weeks, this man had received several calls from a scam artist demanding that he hand over $12,000. And authorities say he mistakenly thought the Uber driver was somehow connected to this scam.
An 81-year-old Ohio man by the name of William Brock has been charged in the fatal shooting of an Uber driver he believed was working with the scammer. Apparently, the victim, 61-year-old Loletha Hall, was sent to the home by the same scammer. Loletha Hall was a beautiful, well-loved, 61-year-old, semi-retired mother who worked for Uber for extra income. What was expected to be a normal day on the job turned into a complete tragedy. William Brock told investigators he shot Loletha Hall outside of his home on March 25th because he thought she was working with a man who called him pretending to be an officer at the local court. Mr. Brock received a call by a person pretending to be someone from the courts who informed him a family member was incarcerated and that he had a bond of a significant amount of money. The calls turned from, "I'm an officer in the court," to "We have this subject hostage. This is a ransom demand." The person who called Brock, or an accomplice, requested an Uber ride to his South Charleston home to pick up the money. The Uber driver who arrived at the home was Loletha Hall, who had no idea that any of this was going on. Like any Uber driver, she saw a pickup request and showed up to the address on the app, which just so happened to be Mr. Brock's home. When Loletha arrived at the home and approached the front door, Brock confronted her with a gun and asked her who she was working for. He took her cell phone and prevented her from getting into her vehicle and driving away. As she attempted to get away, he shot her once. Then there was more exchange between them. At some point, Brock suffered an injury to his head and shot Loletha a second time. There was more conversation, and then he shot her a third time. Only after he shot her a third time did he then make contact with authorities to report the incident. In no way, shape, or form did Loletha threaten Brock, have a weapon, or assault him. She was taken to a local hospital where she would subsequently pass away from her injuries. In a statement, Uber said the following: "We have spoken with the family. This is a horrific tragedy, and our hearts continue to be with Loletha's loved ones as they grieve. We have been in contact with law enforcement and remain committed to supporting their investigation." The Uber spokesperson said the account of the person who ordered a car to Brock's home has been banned. Officials have not identified the person who requested the Uber and have not said whether they have made any additional arrests in connection with the case.
A tragic story out of Ohio. An elderly man under arrest for killing an Uber driver. Authorities believe they were both unwittingly victims of a scam.
Authorities warning the public after a phone scam turned fatal. This dramatic dashcam video capturing the deadly confrontation between a female Uber driver and an Ohio homeowner last month after authorities say they were both unknowingly targeted by scammers.
Getting a report of a female that has been shot. She's laying in the driveway.
81-year-old William Brock charged with the murder of 61-year-old Uber driver Loletha Hall. Police say it all started when Brock received multiple calls from scammers who told him a relative had been arrested and demanded $12,000 for bail, telling him a driver would arrive at his home to pick up a package with the money.
The guy on the phone is trying to get money out of me. He was telling me he was going to kill me and the family.
Authorities believe the same scammers directed Hall through the Uber app to pick up a package at Brock's home. They say this video shows her walking up to his door with no apparent knowledge of the circumstances when Brock confronts her at gunpoint.
I was threatened that she was going to come and kill me.
You can hear Hall frantically trying to explain why she's there.
Yes, I know what you're after.
Police say Brock took her cell phone, and when she tried to get in her car to get to safety, investigators say Brock shot her 3 times. Then he called 911.
I shot her in the leg the first time, and I shot her in the shoulder.
Hall later dying from her wounds. Officers searching Brock's home after the shooting, saying they answered a call from a person they believed to be the scammer who agreed to a meeting but never showed up. Investigators saying they traced that number to Canada, but it's believed to be a burner phone number. According to the FTC, in 2023, there were more than 33,000 reports of family and friend imposter scams like this, and $89 million lost.
In a grand jury presentation, Brock was indicted on 3 counts of murder, 1 count of felonious assault, and 1 count of kidnapping. He will be arraigned on those charges later this week, and it was not immediately clear whether he has an attorney. Brock was originally arraigned on a murder charge in the municipal court of Clark County and posted a $200,000 bond. If convicted on that charge, he could be sentenced to 15 years to life in prison or a $15,000 fine. The case remains ongoing.